Hey everybody, this is Frankie Aberzino with the Uncensored Report, and I want to talk a little bit about the hypocrisy that we see within the NFL. It's funny. They were talking about this guy on the Buccaneers that decided to sit out yesterday, and when they were doing this uniform patriotism, honoring the military service type thing, and I turned to my wife and I said, "You do know that for the longest time, the United States government was paying the NFL to go out and act as though they supported this patriotism, do all these patriotic things, and she didn't know it." I'm like, "You didn't know it?" And it's amazing some of the actions you see with these guys. In the recent seasons, the NFL has found that they have itself much more of a precarious situation out there, haven't they? Think about it in terms of advocacy. I'm going to cover that in a second. Patriotism with the Patriot Gate that I just told you about. These issues are coming to the forefront, and they're wondering why the ratings are dropping. They have a controversy. They made millions of dollars promoting the military, promoting us, thus vets, as heroes, my brothers in arms. And they were compromised. It could be that. It could be this Colin Kaepernick and all the other people, all the other NFL players and their actions. They've gone away basically without a hand slap. And it's interesting that this organization, whose sole intent is control and uniformity, has basically lost control out there. They don't have it anymore. The individual players are out there driving the messages. And it's costing the team. If you look at all sides of this Nilgate, this where they've drawn their line in the sand. Neither of them seems to want to budge. Nobody wants to acknowledge that what they're doing is right or wrong. The perspective out of it, the meaningful, if it's meaningful or not, or doing it in another way that's more meaningful. This is about the league itself and why they've stayed on the sidelines for on so many polarizing issues. If you look at a few of them, if you look at the Rams players, they came out with their hands up, remember that, in support of Michael Brown, which really pissed off and rightfully so law enforcement, both locally, nationally. The league spokesman actually said in a statement, "We respect and understand the concerns of everybody, but that what they're doing, but hey, this isn't a violation. We respect freedom of speech." Are you kidding me? How about Beyonce? We all remember that from the Super Bowl, right? Unlike uniforms and pregame ceremonies, though, there is no money to be made. There is no money to be lost by the league when the Rams came out and doing their hands up in their thing. There were no sponsor conflicts, no broadcast right issues. So the league was fine with it. They were fine with them coming out and doing this. And it's a shame. Tennessee Titans, they have a guy, Avery Williamson. He was threatened with fines. Get this. He was threatened with fines for wanting to wear patriotic cleats. And not just wear them, he wanted to auction them off as a benefit to the father-son organization whose sole mission is to inspire military heroes and Gold Star families on 9/11. The NFL wouldn't let him do it. And you would think after all the criticism for the pay-to-play patriotism where the government paid to be patriotic, that the league would make certain exceptions on certain days and for certain causes, but they're not going to do that. They have not done that, and they don't show a willingness to do it. Get that you can't just they don't get that you just can't let players run amok. Basically, they're okay. Players can wear whatever they want. Players cannot wear whatever they want. That's the stance they've been taking, but they're not following it true and blue. They're not consistent with it. And I get their standards to uphold. But you could take this guy, what was his name? D'Angelo. He went out and he wanted to wear cleats, I think that were pink, that were supporting breast cancer. They said, no, we're not going to do it. William Gay wanted to do something supporting domestic violence. He was shot down. And this was right around when Ray Rice was in trouble with hitting his wife, beating up on his wife. And you got to think, at what point is there going to be some kind of common sense that gets in here? How is it okay for Kaepernick to sit on the bench or the Rams come out with their fist up, but these guys can't do this for great causes? You can't puff your chest out. You can't just lay down the law when you get this. I don't know if anyone remember this, and I shared this story. The Cowboys, they wanted to honor the Dallas Cowboy police officers that were all murdered. You know, that national tragedy, I think there was a total of 16. And they wanted to do it with a small sticker, but not go on record with something, you know, the NFL said no to that, but they won't go on record and say something about the pig socks that Kaepernick wore. Yeah, it's not just that he's sitting out on the anthem. I remember he wore "I hate pigs" or pig socks, referring to police officers, and the NFL had no issue with that. And this is all about that hypocrisy that's out there, folks. You know, the NFL is all about protecting their brand at any cost because they want that money. But now that they might be losing money with this ratings hit, will they finally start to take action? Will they take action against the sitting or kneeling for the national anthem like they did against the Cowboys when they wanted to honor the 16 police officers that were killed? Think about it. This has been Francesco Abruzzino with the Uncensored